It's the age-old question that has baffled philosophers, scientists, and probably that one uncle at every family dinner. From the ancient Greeks who pondered the mysteries of existence to modern researchers armed with microscopes and gene-editing tools, this debate has remained unsolved. The chicken or the egg? What's the deal? Is it a cosmic joke, a biological paradox, or just nature's way of making us obsess over breakfast? Let's break it down shell by shell and crack this mystery wide open. The literal answer: Team Egg takes the early lead. If we're diving into history books or fossils, to be more precise, the egg is the undeniable victor, winning this debate with a prehistoric McDrop. Long before chickens strutted their stuff, egg-laying creatures were laying claim to the evolutionary scene. Then reptiles, amphibians, and even ancient fish depositing their shell wonders millions of years ago. These prehistoric critters had their egg game on point, hatching offspring while chickens were still a glimmer in evolution's eye. Take dinosaurs, for example. These egg champions were doing their thing a whopping 200 million years ago, way before humanity decided breakfast needed scrambled eggs. In fact, you could say the egg has been the MVP of reproduction for most of Earth's history. But here's where the plot thickens. While eggs were clearly around long before chickens, this debate isn't just about any egg. We're zeroing in on chicken eggs, those marvels of breakfast culture that give us everything from omelets to deviled eggs. The question boils down to semantics. What exactly is a chicken egg? Is it an egg laid by a chicken, or simply an egg that contains a chicken? This is where things get scrambled. It's the culinary equivalent of debating whether a hot dog qualifies as a sandwich. Team Chicken. The case for the feathered friend? Now, let's flip the debate and root for Team Chicken. Their argument hinges on one fascinating piece of scientific trivia: a protein called ovocladin 17. This protein isn't just any old molecule, it's the secret sauce for creating the hard shell that makes chicken eggs so iconic. And here's the kicker: OV17 is found exclusively in chicken ovaries. Without it, a chicken egg couldn't exist. So according to science, no chicken means no chicken egg. It's a solid point, and one that makes you want to tip your hat or beak to chickens as nature's ultimate egg producers. But let's not crack open the champagne just yet. If OV17 is unique to chickens, how did the very first chicken with this protein come into being? Did it appear out of thin air, feathers freshly fluffed and ready to cluck? And what about its parents? Were they close enough to chickens to be considered part of the club? Or were they proto-chickens just winging it in the evolutionary game? These questions make the plot thicker than Thanksgiving gravy. To add even more intrigue, consider this. Science tells us that mutations don't happen in fully grown animals. The first chicken would have emerged as a result of genetic changes occurring during reproduction, meaning it likely came from an egg laid by a proto-chicken. So, even if chickens are essential for chicken eggs today, the very first chicken might owe its existence to something that wasn't quite a chicken, or an egg that wasn't fully a chicken egg. It's like nature's version of a riddle wrapped in a mystery, dipped in a batch of KFC's original recipe. Team Egg, the proto-chicken argument. Team Egg counters with an equally compelling narrative, backed by the magic of evolution. Here's how it goes. Evolution is a slow dance of DNA mutations over thousands, even millions of generations. Every time two creatures reproduce, their genetic material combines to create a slightly unique version of themselves. It's like nature's version of a TikTok remix, similar, but not quite the same. Over time, these little changes add up, creating entirely new species. Enter the proto-chicken, the ancestor of the modern chicken. At some point, two proto-chickens mated, and their DNA combined in a way that produced a genetic mutation. This mutation resulted in the very first chicken as we know it. And where was this chicken before it hatched? Inside an egg, of course. That means the egg came first, technically speaking. Team Egg rejoices. Cue the confetti. But let's complicate things a bit more. If this first chicken hatched from an egg laid by a proto-chicken, does that egg count as a chicken egg or a proto-chicken egg? It's like asking whether pizza is still pizza if you eat it without cheese. Evolution is gradual, not instantaneous. To untangle this feathery mess, we need to zoom out and look at evolution as a whole. Contrary to popular belief, evolution doesn't happen overnight. There's no magical moment where a proto-chicken lays an egg and announces, "Surprise! Here's the first chicken." Instead, the process is gradual and messy, like trying to assemble IKEA furniture without instructions. Take dogs, for instance. Modern dogs descended from wolves, but there wasn't one specific wolf that suddenly gave birth to a golden retriever. Over time, selective breeding by humans encouraged traits like tameness, loyalty, and the ability to look adorable in sweaters. Similarly, chickens didn't just pop into existence one day. The transition from proto-chicken to chicken was likely so slow that no one would notice at the time, except maybe other proto-chickens, who probably thought, "Wow, Dave looks different today." Chicken versus egg. The scenarios. Scenario 1. Team chicken rules the roost. Somewhere in the evolutionary timeline, proto-chickens gradually evolved into what we now recognize as modern chickens. The first true chicken laid the first chicken egg, officially starting the great chicken egg cycle. This theory gives Team Chicken the edge, putting them at the top of the pecking order. In short, the chicken came first, and we've been blessed with omelets ever since. Scenario 2. Eggshell victory for Team Egg. On the flip side, the proto-chicken's DNA mixed in just the right way to produce the first true chicken. This chicken hatched from what we might call a proto-chicken egg, which technically contained a chicken. By this logic, the egg wins, and the proto-chickens can take credit for being nature's ultimate innovators. So, which side wins? It depends on your definition of a chicken egg. It's like asking if a taco becomes a sandwich when you fold it differently. Philosophical debates are fun, aren't they? The semantic scramble. What's in a name? By now you might be thinking, why does this even matter? And you're not alone. But the answer lies deep within humanity's strange obsession with definitions. We're wired to categorize and label everything we encounter, whether it's deciding if Pluto is still a planet, RIP, little guy, determining what makes a sandwich, or nitpicking over how we define chicken egg. It's almost as if humans collectively decided, let's stress out over semantics, it's fun. Here's the tricky part. Definitions often don't fit neatly in reality. Imagine this: if an elephant laid an egg and surprise, a lion hatched out of it. Would you call it an elephant egg or a lion egg? Technically, it came from an elephant, but the lion is what's inside. Confused? Good. That's the point. This absurd hypothetical underscores the same dilemma faced in the chicken or egg debate. What exactly are we defining? Is a chicken egg an egg that contains a chicken, or does it specifically have to be laid by one? This question doesn't just highlight our love of definitions, it also shows how our desire for clarity often clashes with the messiness of nature. Evolution isn't tidy. It doesn't hand us clear-cut labels or timelines. Instead, it offers us proto-chickens, weird mutations, and enough ambiguity to fuel endless debates. And maybe that's the beauty of it. Life is gloriously chaotic, refusing to fit into the neat little boxes we try to cram it into. Why we care so much? Here's the thing. This debate isn't really about chickens or eggs. It's about something much deeper: our relentless curiosity about origins. As humans, we're naturally inclined to ask, where did this come from? Whether it's pondering the creation of the universe, the beginnings of life on Earth, or why cats insist on knocking things off countertops, we're obsessed with understanding the why and how behind everything. The chicken or egg dilemma scratches that same itch. It's a philosophical paradox wrapped in a biological mystery, seasoned with just the right amount of absurdity. Sure, it's not going to solve world hunger or cure diseases, but it taps into our innate drive to untangle life's quirks. And let's be honest, it's also kind of hilarious. Debating whether an egg laid by a proto-chicken is technically a chicken egg feels both profound and ridiculous, like arguing whether you should eat cereal with milk or dry. But here's another reason we care: it's fun. There's something deeply satisfying about wrestling with questions that don't have clear answers. It's like arguing over pineapple on pizza. These debates remind us that not everything in life needs to have a definitive conclusion. Sometimes the joy is in the questioning itself. So the next time someone asks, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Don't worry about finding the right answer. Instead, revel in the absurdity of it all. Toss out some fun facts about evolution, and maybe challenge them to an equally pointless debate. Is water wet? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is cereal technically a soup? Because if there's one thing humanity excels at, it's making mountains out of molehills and loving every minute of it. And there you have it, the great chicken or egg debate cracked wide open. If you enjoyed this excellent journey through science, evolution, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for more brain-bending, curiosity-sparking content. And hey, why not share this video with a friend and stir up your own feather-ruffling debate? Until next time, stay curious and keep cracking those questions.